From the Holy Gospel according to Mark. At that time, when it was late, the ship was in the midst of the sea, and Jesus alone on the land. And seeing his disciples straining at the oars, for the wind was against them, about the 4th watch of the night he came to them, walking upon the sea, and he would have passed by them. But they, seeing him walking upon the sea, thought it was a ghost, and cried out. For they all saw him, and were troubled. Then he immediately spoke to them, and said to them, Take courage, it is I, do not be afraid. And he got into the boat with them, and the wind fell. And they were utterly beside themselves with astonishment, for they had not understood about the loaves, because their heart was blinded. And crossing over, they came to the land of Gennesareth and moored the boat. And when they had gotten out of the boat, the people at once recognized him. And they hurried through the whole country, and began to bring the sick on their pallets, wherever they heard he was. And wherever he went, into village or hamlet or town, they laid the sick in the marketplaces, and entreated him to let them touch but the tassel of his cloak, and as many as touched him were saved. Laus Tibi, Christa. Homily by the Venerable Bede. The toil of the disciples in rowing, and the wind contrary to them, is a figure of the diverse toils of the Holy Church, as, amid the waves of a world that fighteth against her, and the stormy blasts of unclean spirits, she laboureth to reach the rest of her fatherland above, as a shore safe for her anchor. Here also it is well said that the ship was in the midst of the sea, and he alone on the land. For sometimes it cometh to pass that the church is, by the great pressure of the Gentiles, not only so afflicted, but also befouled, that it seemeth as though, if it were possible, her Redeemer had for the time forsaken her. Whence it is that there cometh that cry of hers, when she is taken amid the waves, and the winds of temptations that break upon her, and with piteous entreaty she calleth on him to protect her. Why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? And then, in the verses that follow, she telleth him what saith the enemy that persecuted her, saying, For he hath said in his heart God hath forgotten, he hideth his face, he will never see it. Verily, he forgetteth not the prayer of the poor, neither turneth he his face away from any that putteth his trust in him. Yea, rather, to him whosoever is striving with the enemy, he giveth help to conquer, and whosoever conquereth, to him he giveth an everlasting crown. For the which reason also it is here said plainly, He saw them toiling in rowing. The Lord seeth them that are toiling in the sea, albeit he be himself on the land. Although he seemed for a moment to tarry in succoring the distressed, nevertheless the look of his love is strengthening them, all the while, lest they should faint, and sometimes he setteth them free, even by an open deliverance, conquering all their adversaries for them, as when he walked upon the swelling of the waves, and stilled them.